Good morning, nerds, and today we're going to talk about my favorite game that I've never played. No, wait, I take it back. I actually did play it finally. Yeah, there's footage of me learning how to play this game. Marathon. That's right. Marathon is it's not doing so hot. I thought maybe, just maybe, the free week would be enough, but sadly, I don't think it happened. So grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? But hey, before we get started, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So hit that notification bell, hit the follow button, the subscribe button, all that good stuff. So if you want to come join us, chill out while we're just playing a video game Monday and Wednesday, go ahead and do so. And if you want to join the conversation on Friday when we talk about news like this, well, you got to do the same thing there too, and you can come join us then. I'll see you then. So, Marathon's free week started off not too well. Let's just say that the first day it launched, that night, I installed it, I tried to log on, and I got greeted with this error right here. That's right. I couldn't log into the servers. The servers were down. I don't understand. I'm not sure what happened. Apparently the servers crashed, and yeah. You would think they would have had enough sense to fix that, right? To prevent that from happening, because they knew they were going free to play this week. So either A, they didn't have that much confidence in their product, or you know what? Never mind. Anyhow, no, seriously, it's probably due to the fact that they've hired incompetent idiots due to DEI more than likely throughout the years. That's probably what really happened. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, it was up, it was down, it went up, it went down, it kept crashing. Apparently it came back at some point, because somewhere in there is when I was trying to log in for several hours. Right? And then I guess it came back up for it to then, chunk back down again. But that was also probably the peak right there of this free week. Now, I get it. There's still two more, or at least another day, right? Like today. And I assume it will be over with tonight at like sometime at around 2 a.m. or something my time, right? That's about where it is, unless it's going to be until tomorrow, Tuesday. But yeah, the free week is close approaching us. It is Sunday, early afternoon when I'm recording this. So, there's still time that we could go look at this later. And, they soared into the stratosphere for the last day or something, for all I know. But, the chances of that actually happening are low to none at all. Anyway, I was interrupted by a mini-me. Where were we again? Oh yeah, that's right. The chances of that happening are like slim to none, but there's always that small, tiny chance. That 0.000000000000000001% chance that it could suddenly gain 200,000 people trying to play the game all at one time. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I did play the game. I'm not gonna lie. I played it, and it's okay. It's nothing phenomenal. It's nothing major. It's not like it's not wanting me to play. But I also don't care for the extraction shooter. Granted, I don't think I've ever really played the extraction shooter until when I played it this week, for the most part. But yeah, there's nothing that really makes me want to play it. There's nothing for me to really push towards or push to. And I think that's probably the issue with extraction shooters. It's like with other games, I have things I can push towards, whether it's, new guns or new flare or something like that, cosmetics or something I could push towards, something, achievements I could do. And I'm sure this game has achievements, I just don't care one way or the other. But yeah, it's a decent game. The gunplay is on point. I did find a sidearm, a pistol of some kind. I don't remember what it's called. However, I keep calling it the Magnum because it reminds me of the Magnum from Halo. And I'm not talking about the redone version. I'm talking about like the original where you could zoom in a couple of times and tag people in the head. That Magnum, yeah, it is a nice Magnum. And now it's not called a Magnum, but I can understand where that game's logic came from the Halo series, you know, and it felt just like it. And I absolutely love that particular weapon. But that's probably due to the fact that, I played a lot of Halo back in the day. Now, if we check over at Destiny, of this time, Destiny is actually beating them on the 24-hour peak, which I was kind of hoping they would, right? Like, I was actually disappointed that for the majority of this week, Destiny could not break the 24-hour mark over Marathon. It was sad. It really was. I was expecting Destiny to do their server slam, all their people to get in there and everything and stuff like that, but they could not break it. So, here it is Sunday, and they finally have broken that 24-hour peak at some point, which, was, I guess, last night, right? Saturday was the top for 34 versus the 32 that Marathon had. So I'm glad they finally beat their 24-hour peak, but it's not looking good for you Destiny stands. It really isn't, and that sucks. It really does. I wish there could be better. I wish I had better news for you, but there's not much there. They did try. The new season isn't out yet. It comes out, I think, next week or something. I don't quite remember. Maybe it's this week. It might be this week. So we will see, because usually that's where the jump is. I mean, if we were to actually look a year back, you can see where the last major jump or so was. Actually, I think it was 2 years back, right? The one that actually hit their all-time peak, I think, was during the last major update that came out before it dropped off considerably. And that might be, it might repeat itself, right? The question is, can you maintain the people? Because I think the one thing right now that's going to stand in the way of like a Destiny 3 is whether or not you can maintain the momentum. So if it shoots up, do everything in your power as a Destiny player to maintain everybody on Destiny. That's the best I can say. Anyway, so yeah, Marathon has sold 1.2 million copies as of a few weeks ago. I think it was rediscovered. So we originally heard that they had sold around 100. I want to say 1.2 mil. I'm pretty sure that was the number I was working with for the longest time, and then some analytic company came out and said, no, it was more like 2.3 million. And everyone was like, oh, so they've sold 2. I mean, that's still shy of what they need by quite a lot, but that's still more than we thought. And then we got another analytic firm that came out and said, oh, guys, yeah, so that other guy, the other ones were wrong. It's actually closer to 1.2 mil. So I'm not sure where the original 1.2 million number came from anymore. I just know that was the number I was working with. So I guess that was the correct one. A majority of the player base, of course, is on Steam. They're not on the consoles. So, take that as you will. That's why the player number count matters. But anyway, so we've also got the shills. Pointing out the shills. J Viper over here. Has Shroud played Marathon, the game that had him by the balls since Season 2 started? No. Has the Burnt Peanut returned to Marathon for Season 2 after going apeshit on people, calling it crap? No. Guess the check stopped flowing. And how much you want to make a bet they were paid? Like, I can't guarantee it. I don't know if they've actually said they have or not. But I wouldn't put it past that they were handed some money to play these games and to shill for it. But what's really funny here is this, because I actually haven't seen the Burnt Peanut ever before. Okay, like I've heard of him. I've seen him out in the wild, stills and stuff, but I don't think I've actually ever heard the man. Okay, I've never heard the man until this little bit here where he is spurging out on people. It's about 46 seconds long. We're going to listen to it because it is hilarious. And the fact that I feel like this guy is an industry plant. I mean, I don't know much about him outside of occasionally seeing people upset about him because he's what is it? He's a phobic or an ist or a phobe or whatever it is that, flavor of the month thing they need to do because he told them to shut up and stuff. I feel like this guy, he feels like a plant. Anyway, let's listen to it.
This game is garb, hot trash. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at me. I'm hating on the new game right when it released. I'm the coolest. Look, I'm hating on the new game as soon as it releases. I'm part of the cool crowd. Dude, shut up! This happens with every game!
Fucking runner at,
literally, the game you're telling me to go play Arc Raiders, you literally did it to as well! On day one! Shut up! You literally did the same thing to Ark, and that's what you're telling me to go play! Shut the fuck up!
So yeah, the dude sounds like Alex Jones. Like, is this Alex Jones getting into gaming? Is this what happened? Like, no joke. I know it's been years since I've heard Alex Jones legit sounded like Alex Jones yelling. You know, when they're turning, turning the lizards gay, turning the frogs gay and stuff. You know the meme. But this legit sounds like Alex Jones shouting at people. But no, I have to sit there and say, like, Burnt Peanut, the fuck are you talking about? Nobody was complaining about Arc Raiders. I mean, I'm sure there was. Like, the usual suspects, they're always complaining about things, right? I'm sure they had an issue with Arc Raiders. But yeah, aside from that, Arc Raiders shot off like a rocket. Everybody was playing it and everybody was loving that. No, but the numbers don't lie. The numbers really don't lie when it comes down to it. But yeah, I just, like, this guy kind of feels like some kind of plant. I don't know. Anyway, because he came out of nowhere. He sounds like Alex Jones, unless he's just Alex Jones. Maybe it's the Alex Jones effect. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, J Viper calling out the shills who were all in on Marathon and just won't touch it because, I mean, there's no numbers there. There really isn't. So, I mean, heck, even the Twitch stats for Marathon, I think right now is like, what, about maybe 3K? Close to 3K viewers right now with a 24-hour peak of 6. That's not worth playing. If you want to play a game that brings in people, that's not the game you play. Oh, but anyway, so in the last little bit of Marathon news here, Marathon players thought they bought the full game for $14, but will lose access to the base game after the free week. And during Marathon's free play week, some PlayStation players noticed they could purchase the deluxe edition for $14 after claiming the free trial. So they bought it thinking it was full price. You know, I probably would too if I wanted the game. However, the $14 price only included the deluxe edition extras, such as the premium reward pass, tokens, cosmetic, and other bonus content. Because the free trial was active, the PlayStation Store treated those accounts as if they already owned the base game and charged only for the upgrades. Damn. That's... wow. I feel like that was completely avoidable. Anyway... when the free-to-play week ends on June 9th, anyone who only claimed the trial will lose access to Marathon unless they purchase the base game separately. Anyway, Sony has since corrected the pricing issue, removing the $14 offer from the PlayStation Store, and some people are getting refunds. Anyway, so I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Like, we've seen free plays in the, free play weekends and stuff like that, but, like, heck, even PoE 2 is doing that, right? Like, the game, when it launches, it's going to be free to play, but if you want to play it now while it's still in early access, you can pay money for it. Well, they also have free to play weekends, and they also have the deluxe editions and stuff like that. I don't think that has ever happened to where that was the thing. I feel like Bungie fucked up some. I don't know. Maybe it was a cross between Bungie and Sony. They're just fucked up, messed it up. They were like, put it on sale, and then they quickly realized, oh, we screwed up how this went. It's just wow, guys, wow. But anyway, so there is an update. There is a silver lining to this, which isn't something that happens that often. People who brought the Marathon Deluxe Edition at the reduced price with the trial on the PSN before the messaging that it would include the base game will now get the base game with no additional cost. So because they screwed up, people bought it because they put that on there, and they probably put it on the store page so you could see it and see, hey, look, I know you're playing this game right now, but wouldn't you want to upgrade it to the deluxe edition at a reduced cost? Yeah. So oh, gotta love it. But yeah, anyway, so if you did do that, they are making it right and giving you the base game as it should have had to begin with when it does that. That's kind of why we have sales, right? Like, maybe that's what it was. The $14 price, it feels like if they had it on a sale, because you had the base game, you upgrade for $14. Usually those upgrades are around 20 or something, but hey, it's whatever. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya!